Sane here, offering free advice to our dear President, William Samoei Ruto, our beloved President. Also to his entire cabinet, our Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, and everybody in the country of Kenya, especially governors and all the leaders. This advice, I can say it's a brilliant, there are different brilliant ideas that can help to boost our economy today. And if you are serious, like countries, China, India and other countries, we can really transform our beloved country. I'm very sure and I'm very certain it is very possible. I always say this, nothing is impossible in this world. Point number one, we don't print our own money. We all usually give to Delaru to print and other international companies, where they reap big from our country. Many people don't know how money is made. Money is not made from the papers. Money is made from cotton and linen. And where do we get this cotton? Cotton is being produced by farmers. You take care, about 5 months, you get cotton. After harvesting cotton, there are special machines used to process these, we can say, money papers. And that's why if you take one of your currency or your notes, bank notes, dip it in water, add soap, you will find that money will not get spoiled. You remove your money, take it to the sun, it will dry in a short while because it is made of cotton. Even in our country, we can emphasize, led by our dear President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, to work hard to produce this product, cotton. We can proceed to print our own money, saving a lot of labor charges being charged by international companies who does print our money. We can buy our machines to process this money paper. We can get all the requirements to print our own money. It's only to take our young men to other countries to learn how to do this money printing. Very simple. And buy the printing machines. Money is not printed by wash. No. It is done by offset printing. Except we only use special materials to do this work. One being the cotton, linen, and magnetic ink. Once we do this, we have our own money. Why do we use magnetic ink? So that the machines in our banks and other places, like now money counting machine, you will find that machine will detect that banknote. If you go to your ATM, it will detect genuine money because it is made of magnetic ink. It can detect magnetically. The other issue is about the seals. There is a watermark. Most people know about the lion, the elephant. If you take your money, you will see all these things. The security seals, they are being made by special machines. They are processes, which is not that expensive. I don't think a money printing machine can go more than $1 billion. Even if it goes, We have that money and we can save a lot, because it will not only be printing only money for 1 year, but for the rest of the years. It will be saving us a lot of money instead of contracting other international companies. As I continue to emphasize on this product, cotton, cotton is used to manufacture our clothes. Take your shirt, take your dress. You'll see your dress is made of cotton and polyester. The others that are made of cotton, pure cotton. If cotton can be produced aggressively in Kenya, I'm telling you, a big number of unemployed youths, or many people in Kenya who are unemployed, they can benefit from this. Farmers, number one, they can benefit. They can sell their products to the government or even other companies to gain their income. And this will create job employment. Number three, cotton is also used to make diapers. Just buy a new diaper, open, and you'll see cotton is used inside. Must we import cotton diapers from China? Must we import sanitary towels from other international companies? Must we import medical products like bandages and cotton wool? Surely, we need to work out this. Cotton is a valuable plant, more than even coffee, more than even tea. If we emphasize, starting by our dear president, I have decided today to share this brilliant idea. Number one, we print our own money. We save a lot of money than giving to international companies. These products can earn us a lot. Cotton is actually a valuable, and not only valuable, high value product. Point number 2. Let's go to education. A country like China have done tremendous jobs worldwide. Why? Because they took their people to learn in America on how to build bridges, roads, and other infrastructures. After training in America and other countries like Japan, today they are the leading in construction industry. A good example, expressway, Thika Superhighway, other roads in Kenya are made by these people. Why? These people are totally learned. They have wisdom, they have knowledge on construction industry. They build very beautiful houses. Just the other day I was in India. I tried to compare our expressway in Nairobi and Hyderabad expressway. They were totally different. Our expressway was so, I can say and rate it very magnificent, beautiful compared to Hyderabad in India. Why? These people are learned. Number 2, they do this work at high speed. As I try to remember, expressway never took more than a year. It took about 11 to 1 year months. Why? Because these people are learned. They are experienced in this industry, in construction industry, in civil engineering. Why I say this, our country, starting by our dear president, and it should be a law, and all the members of parliament and senators, they should make sure it is a law. Every bright student in Kenya to be taken to special universities worldwide as government assets. After completion of their studies, they should not be allowed to work anywhere in the world. They should be brought back to the country. They be given a special priority to help our country, to train our own people. And I'm telling you, Kenya will go to another high mileage of development. A good example, as I've told you earlier, I was in India. These doctors are trained, they are learned. They can do anything. They can operate any kind of medical equipment, including the latest one, the robotic surgery assisting machine. They are well trained. If we take our doctors, our young people who are willing to do medicine, they can learn high level of education in medical science. If we take our engineers to Japan, in automotive industry, they'll do tremendous things in Kenya. We are going to have our own people. It's not a must. We import contractors from outside to build our own things. We need to work with our own people. We need to advance. If we train our people, I'm telling you, we can go far. And it should be a law. The government to get all the bright students in right from the primary school, secondary school, university level, they should be educated by the government as government assets. And they should not be allowed to work anywhere in the world. They should be brought back, being paid well, given best jobs, and I'm telling you, Kenya will be totally transformed. How many students are talented in Kenya? How many students are bright? They do a lot of wonderful work, but they don't have people to support them. The government is not there to support them. But if today, our dear president, our dear deputy president, our dear governors, senators and MPs, women reps, MCAs, you should try your best to bring best out of schools in Kenya. Like here in Kajiado, as I always tell you, I come from Kajiado, we need a thorough change. We need a transformation here. We need to use our lands to another high level to produce the best. My dear people, my dear leaders, we need to think about it, and it should be a law. Every bright student to be sponsored by the government, to be given scholarship by the government, and to give the best. To emphasize on this point of education, every principal, every headmaster, every teacher should forward the names of his or her best performing students to the Minister of Education. And the Minister of Education to emphasize on supporting these bright students. Okay, I might be bright, I might not be bright, but I'm talented. In fact, Kenya is one of the leading in the world with the best athletes. I honor our dear brothers and sisters who have done well. They have made us proud in the world just because of their talents. They give the best. I might be good in acting and I'm not good in class. All these talents should be poached by the government, being special to the government, and I'm telling you, we can create great opportunities to help our dear people. And it is possible. Come to me. If I get good support from the government, I'm telling you, I can be a good musician. But because I don't have any government support, my music will end up being wasted. My talent will be wasted. Somebody somewhere is also complaining. I have no support, I have no capital to start my own. If the government takes these special talents, I'm telling you, Kenya will be transformed and will give the best. Mark my words, Hollywood movies, they employ many. What do we have in Kenya? Does the government support us in movies industries, in film industries, in music industries? And yet we have the best talents. In other countries, these talents are being supported. Musicians and actors, they are taken to class. They learn more about this industry and they'll create employment. They'll give the best to the country. Number 3, entertainment. I can say the Ministry of Sports and Culture combined with Ministry of Information Technology, they should join hands, come up with a platform for Kenyan artists, musicians, actors, name them. Once they come up with a platform, a good example, we have YouTube, we have TikTok, we have Facebook. But our government has nothing to show of such. If our government can come up with our own media platform, by the help of the government, our president, Samuel, I can take my music there. My fellow Kenyans will watch my music. They'll be charged. And the government is going to gain from this platform. How? Taxes will not go to another country. It will remain back in Kenya. And this tax will help promoting our talents, promoting our own people, building this industry to give job opportunities. I'm telling you, there is much money in entertainment. And if the government can nurture these talents, all of them, and support them, they protect, if the government protects the intellectual property of these people, I'm telling you, we can lead in the world because we have the opportunities. My dear President, I beseech you again, kindly check on this. Talk to your ministers. Talk to Honorable Babu Namwamba. Talk to Eliud Wawalo. Let them sit down and come up with our own platform. We don't need to pay other countries' taxes. You know what I'm talking about. Our taxes should not go build other countries, but build our own country. We need to advance. We need better roads. We need infrastructure everywhere. We need our people being employed. We need to give the best. Yes, that is it. And I'm telling you, after this, if you do this, you'll thank me later. Point number 4. This goes to the Ministry of Water. We have 2 departments, that is, we have sanitation, clean water, and we have Department of Irrigation. Concerning this, no person, no Kenyan should suffer lack of water. Why do I say this? It's a free given essential product by God. The only challenge we have is a storage. Not all seasons are rainy. Not all seasons we have water. But I thank God we must use our common sense to do water storage, water harvesting and storage. Let me talk about number 1, seasonal rivers. What I can say, seasonal water have plenty of water during the rainy seasons. Though the water is not clean, but we can use this water. It has less impurities. You can purify this water and keep it for future use. You can use this water for domestic use, for livestock farming, and I can say also for crop farming. We do irrigation. A country like Israel, it's a country in a desert. Go check and watch the videos from Israel. You will see wonders. These people have channeled water from Red Sea. They have done all the possible ways to purify this water to benefit them in their irrigation. Let me ask you a good example. If petrol, or I can say fuel products, can be pumped all the way from Mombasa to Eldoret, why not water? We have Lake Victoria, we have Lake Naivasha, we have Lake Elementaita, we have Indian Ocean, and yet we can cry, we are poor. I feel ashamed when we are said to be a developing nation, and yet, okay, well, I can say we are developing, but we should be developed. If this country can be serious, and I repeat it again, water can be pumped from all these lakes. This is where all waters meet after the rains. They can be pumped to different areas of the country to encourage and to enhance proper farming, or I can say proper agriculture for livestock, for crop farming. I'm telling you, we can be a mileage ahead of other countries. And let me first concentrate on our county, Kajiado. I feel so much ashamed when we just behave like beggars, waiting for other countries to feed us, depending on relief food. And yet, we have the most productive lands. Our soils are so fertile, very virgin soils. I'm telling you, we don't know even the value of manure. We can sell it at a throwaway price, not knowing it's our gold. My dear friends, we should work hard. Bring all these waters from Mount Kilimanjaro, from Lake Natron, from Lake Magadi, name them, and produce the best to feed the country. Mark my words, Kajiado alone can feed Kenya. But we behave like poor people. Yes. If our ministers, well, I know they are able. If they can get support from our president, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, I'm telling you, Kajiado can lead in the world. We are not in a desert. Our soils are good. You can imagine Israel, they transport soils from Africa to their own land. And yet we don't need to buy land. We don't need to buy soils. We have the best soils. Look at it. Look at the environment here. My dear brothers and sisters, we need to change our perception and get down to work. We harvest water. Whatever little drops of rain you get, utilize them, store them. They'll be beneficial to you and your children. And then the government to take over to bring water from these lakes to help in irrigations. The government also can do what we call water pans. In Kajiado, they should be even multiple, not few. They should bring this development in Kajiado County and other areas of the country like Mandera and any other good place. If I can tell you, any product, or I can say any crop will do very well when the temperatures are high, not when cold. Like watermelon, tomatoes like warmth, name them. I'm telling you, we cannot cry anymore of hunger. We cannot depend on other countries to feed us. We should wake up, our government to help us to harness water all over and pump water all over to do irrigation. Our governor should get down to work hard to make sure every corner of counties is well developed. And this will create employment to our youths. Point number 5. Let's go to the Minister of Agriculture. Let me ask you, when was the last time you saw an agriculture officer coming to your home to know what you do concerning farming, livestock farming? I can say since when I was young, that's when I saw an agriculture officer coming to see my mom or my dad to know how we are faring on. But nowadays, I don't think it exists. The ministry concerned, Minister of Agriculture, should work hard day and night to make sure, number one, we Maasai community, we have new modern technology of livestock farming. Not grazing from Taita Taveta all the way to Kitui, going to Machakos, to and fro, Emali, Kajiado, Narok, seeking for grass for the cows. We have modern technologies. We can go zero grazing way. You can tell me, if you do proper farming on your land, 5 acres, I'm telling you can feed your children and also feed your livestock. But now, we feed only our livestock with the little grass you get, and our children will go hungry. You cannot even milk a liter of, not even a liter, a cup of milk to feed your child. Why? Because the technology we are using, it's a traditional way of grazing our cows. And Minister of Agriculture should get down, work hard, send officers to train our people in Kajiado and all over the country, including Mandera, Wajir, all over, Samburu, Narok, name them, to train our people to change from old traditional way of farming to a modern way of farming. Yes, Maasai, we love animals so much. We love our goats, sheep, and everything. Go to Northeastern, they love camels and everything. But my advice to you, we need to go and we need to change with the climate change today, because we are not like the old days where rains used to go through almost the year. We need to transform our methods of farming to new ones. And I'm telling you, we are going to advance and give our people employment and also feed our children. It is so sad to depend on foreign countries for relief food, and yet we can produce it here in Kenya. Hope you are getting me on this. Another point on agriculture. We need to plant trees in collaboration with the Ministry of Environment. Number one, trees benefit the country to give the best atmosphere, climate, and weather. Number two, I can say they also attract rains. Number three, they prevent soil erosion. Number four, they help in what you can say in conserving water catchment areas. The more we plant more trees, the more we reap more, the more we benefit in the future, and the more we will be going green. Kindly, the Ministry of Environment, Minister of Agriculture should join hands and help our people create employment on this, not just words, but to act. Yes, we need to act with speed and change our country to a better country today and tomorrow. This goes to the Ministry of Energy. This is where we have petroleum. This is where we have electricity and everything else concerning energy. KenGen, Kentraco, Kenya Power, they all fall under this docket of Ministry of Energy. Kenya Pipeline Corporation also fall under this docket. Nuclear energy under this docket. Geothermal energy, this docket. Hydroelectric power, this docket. What I can say for this ministry, one, I can thank, and let me also thank for our former president, President Kibaki, the late, our dear president, and also former president, our beloved Uhuru Kenyatta. In fact, together with our present president, our dear President Dr. William Samoei Ruto, you worked hard to make sure last mile connectivity project was done. Actually, I'm a beneficiary. And I always thank you for this. This credit goes to you and our former president, Uhuru Kenyatta. May God bless you for that. I benefited from this project. Why I'm saying this, electricity is actually very essential in our lives today. I'm able to learn through this. When I'm connected to electricity, I can take my laptop and do research, do learning. I can take this electricity to light up my house. If I want to do farming, I'll do with the electricity, like what I can say, poultry farming, and also milking my cows and other businesses. If I want to do welding, I'll do welding with electricity. I would wish to say this today. Our beloved government, not to sleep on this. In fact, I am on the front line making sure every village I find in Kenya not connected to electricity, I forward the name to the PS in charge. That one I can assure you, for free. That one I have a testimony. And I really appreciate our PS, our beloved PS, Alex Washira. Keep it up, good job. You have never ignored me. Let me give you this credit today. And once I find any village without electricity connection, I'll make sure I write a letter to you. I don't care where, so long as it is in Kenya, not in Somalia or Sudan. So long as it is in Kenya, I'll make sure I forward that name. Why? I know the benefits of electricity. Our children will be able to learn. Our children will be able to know much more through this electricity. In fact, everybody in Kenya should benefit from electricity connection. Our president, kindly, as you seek funds, like you did together with our former president, seek more funds to make sure every corner of the country there is electricity. And also make sure it's affordable. Because if you make it expensive, life will be difficult for us. Let me also say something here. Every market, every town in Kenya should be installed with street lights. And it should be a law. Members of parliament should make it a law. Every town, every market, every village where people go to do business, it should be thoroughly installed with street lights. Why do I say this? One, to enhance security. Number two, to make sure we have what we call a 24-hour economy. But if there is not enough security, I'll fear to go to do my business during dark times, during night. But if there is electricity, I'll be able to go do my business early in the morning or late in the evening. That will create what we say a 24-hour economy, benefiting both the communities and also benefiting the government. How will the government benefit? This is the way the government will benefit. One, the more this electricity is used, the more the government will get tax from electricity. And this tax will be used to empower the governments, the citizens. Number two, insecurity issues will be minimal. We will enhance what we call security level to be high. I can advise the minister in charge, the PS in charge, to work hard to make sure street lights are installed and the county government pays the bills for these people, to make sure the street lights are ever working and the systems to be checked. As I told you earlier, I was in India. These people have made sure every community have got street lights, better roads, infrastructure is at its high level. I'm telling you, my people, if we work hard to make sure our country goes to that level, we will benefit and reap more. The more we use electricity, the more the government gains the tax, and the more we benefit more. It's like, I can say, it's a merry-go-round. If I benefit the government will benefit me. If the government benefits me, I also benefit the government through this process. This goes to Interior Ministry combined with Defense Ministry. Our CSs, I advise you to do this for me. A county like Kajiado, where, okay, mostly you say these are county semi-arid areas, Wajir, Mandera. These counties that you say they are semi-arid, they have young people who are unemployed. They are used to the old traditions of pastoralism and nomadism. I would wish to encourage you to do this for me. Pick majority of youths from these counties, recruit them for KDF and Kenya Police Service. Why do I say this? The more you recruit these people from these semi-arid areas, they are going to be enlightened to modern way of living. And after they complete and get jobs, they will go back home and transform these counties. Because one thing you cannot tell me, a KDF officer will not see more out there. He'll be able to go work far. He will know more developments done in other counties or other countries. And actually, if he is a good leader or an officer, he's going to go back to his own county and try to inform his own people that we can do new technologies, we can do modern ways of farming, we can do other things actually to boost our livelihoods. Same as to a police officer. They are going to come back home, transform their own counties, and I'm telling you, Kenya shall be transformed. Our MPs, our women rep, should also emphasize on this, to work hard to make sure they make a big number of young people who can benefit in these areas. It will also improve our security, because if our people are well known to our officers, I'm telling you that county will be of great security, high level of security. I don't have much to say for these ministries, but that is my brilliant idea to transform our people's mindset to improve our livelihoods. Point number 7. This goes to the Ministry of Trade and Industrialization. This ministry can do wonders. If we get the right people to work, to build industries, and a good example, I'll say this. We have EPZs, export processing zones. A good example, go to Kitengela at the river there. Early in the morning, count the number of people going to work in industries, EPZ zones. Evening hours, also count the number of young men and women working hard to earn their living in these export processing zones. The ministry in charge should wake up day and night, build more government industries and factories. As I said earlier, we have cotton, a good product. These industries can be producing diapers, can be producing sanitary towels and other products related to cotton. We have pyrethrum. All these products should be processed in our country, in industries, instead of importing goods from China, other countries. And you can imagine, where is China? How many miles or kilometers away from Kenya? My dear people, I feel ashamed. You cannot imagine. I don't want even to imagine. Toothpick, you just import from China. Let me say something else here. Apart from a few companies trying to work hard in Kenya, with the current situation we are in, simple things are imported. And yet we can produce them here in Kenya. We can train our own people to operate these modern machines. We can buy machines from Germany, we can buy from China and any other country. We bring them in our industry, local industries and factories. And our people will benefit from this. Yes, they'll benefit from this. Let us not shy again. Let us wake up, outshine our other neighbors, our country, other countries from our neighborhood and overseas. It is very possible. Ministry of Health. I feel somehow down when I talk about the Ministry of Health. Where I come from, Kajiado West, I cannot get emergency health service. And I say it boldly. There was a time I was involved in a tragic road accident. There was no hospital I could get even first aid, except a few who rejected because of my condition, and they are private hospitals. I cannot say hospital, I can say clinics. The Ministry of Health should wake up in collaboration with the county governments, led by our governors, and they should work hard day and night to make sure there is modern hospitals to cater for its own people. Yes, I repeat it again. Governors, Minister of Health should not sleep on this. We should have every constituency should have a level 5 hospital where one can get an emergency service, health service, maternity services, and desired child care services. That time, I tell you, I suffered a lot. The only hospital that gave me first aid, and may God bless the hospital, Kikuyu Mission Hospital, during Corona time. Nowhere else I could get an emergency services. You really understand how it was that time. If the government can emphasize on this, we should not suffer. A few weeks I was in India for treatment. And what I saw in India amazed me. Just a single person with 15 hospitals offering best services. Oncology, gastroenterology department, name them, every department was there, giving the best with modern medical facilities. Why not in Kenya? Why not our government? Surely. I believe and I have faith. I love Kenya, and Kenya is my country. I cannot go to be another citizen. Even if I go become a dual citizen there, I still remain the seed of this soil, the son of the soil. And I want this country to go to another high level. I am not there to criticize, but I am there to encourage and to challenge the government to improve and work hard to make sure her own people are well served, getting the best services without corruption. The Minister of Health should make sure we have new trained doctors, not foreign doctors, but local doctors with new technology. The government should also sponsor these doctors to further studies to make sure we have modern technology and treatment services in Kenya. Why do I say this? I really suffered for 15 years with a condition known as achalasia cardia. And I'm not ashamed to say it because I know what I went through. And I would wish someone else also not to suffer the way I suffered, because there was no one to help me, to advise me, because none in Kenya. And I believe I am the first person to receive a POEM surgery in Kenya. A treatment of just an hour ended my agony of 15 years. For more information, you can contact me. I'll advise you on this. Just an hour, the problem was solved by one of the Indian doctors who is learned to perform that procedure through endoscopy. You can imagine, just an hour, a condition I suffered for 15 years just because of highly trained doctor with no shortcuts, with no stories, with a heart to help humanity. I would wish the Minister of Health to work on this point. Our bright bright doctors in medicine should be supported by the government to make sure they get modern treatment services training. Again, let me emphasize on something here. The Ministry of Health covers National Hospital Insurance Fund, NHIF. This ministry should work day and night to make sure it is mandatory for every Kenyan to have this cover. We should not suffer where the government is there. And we should, and I should encourage our people, let us get down, work on this issue of NHF insurance cover. Make sure you have your valid insurance cover, and I'm telling you, it will help you. I'm a beneficiary of NHIF locally and internationally. My dear people, let us not take it for granted. Let us support our government, and also our government to support us. I plead with our dear president, and I will continue to plead and beseech him to make sure Kenyans experience affordable cost of living, affordable health in Kenya. Not only affordable, also available health services in Kenya. I can say this, where President Kibaki left, Uhuru took over together with our dear President William Samoei Ruto. You should also do 10 times than what Uhuru Kenyatta did. Yes, that's the way to go. You leave a good legacy. Your people to work hard, to support you. Your CS to support you. Every CS should work day and night to make sure you are given that opportunity to serve Kenyans. You give the best to Kenyans. Not to frustrate them. No. Just to support these Kenyans and give the best. And God will bless you. God will bless Kenya. Mark my words. Let me go to the Ministry of Treasury. Our CS, PS, everybody concerned should not sleep on this job. You should advise our dear president on how to lower cost of fuel. I'll emphasize on this why I'm saying this. You should advise our dear president. He's working day and night to make sure we have got best opportunities. We have got best services ever. Fuel is costly. And I can emphasize on this. Fuel controls the economy of the country. Go to farmers, they depend on fuel. There are some farmers who use the gasoline, engine pumps. There are farmers who use trucks to transport their farm products from one place to the other, to the market, I can say to the market. There are other farmers who transport their cattle to the market. Everywhere I go, count. Everybody depends on fuel. If I want to go to Mombasa, go by train, fuel. Go by car, fuel. Go by motorbike, fuel. But when the product is expensive, I'll leave my car here. I just use a normal public. And get this point today. If I leave my car, I make my government poor. Why? I'm not paying taxes. And no one can persuade me to use my car. It's my free will. So the government will lose out of that because the fuel is expensive. Let me give you simple mathematics. If 10 of us are leaving their cars back at home, and each and every car uses 10 liters, per every liter there is a deduction cost of the tax. Calculate every liter there is deduction of the taxes. Multiply by 10 cars. Let's assume taxes are 30 shillings per liter. And my car uses 10 liters. That is 300 shillings. Multiply by 10, 3,000 shillings. that government will lose from the tax. Multiply by all the cars being used in a day in Kenya. It's a loss. If you advise our president properly and appropriately on how to manage the cost of fuel, I'm telling you, we can go ahead. Our shilling is weak because of this fuel. Mark my words. We don't know how far it will be weakened against the dollar, against any other currency in the world. Let us work on this. You are experts. You are learned more than us. We are just laymen here. Kindly help the president to understand, to seek for cheaper fuel and cheaper taxes. Don't overtax our people. A good example. If you overload your donkey, I'm telling you, you not reach home. Punda atalala, punda atachoka. Na hata fikisha mizigo yako nyumbani. So, try to balance this. Manage the taxes. Don't overtax your people. We are really suffering. And the more you tax on fuel, any other product will be expensive. That bread to be transported, fuel. Rice, up. Sugar, times 4. Wherever you go, everything will be very expensive. But if you lower at affordable rates, our country will go to another level. And we need money to build Kenya. We need money to build schools. We need money to build these hospitals. We need money to build these industries and factories. We need money everywhere in Kenya. We need to educate our children. And also to do business in a favorable environment. Yes, that's what I can say for that point. My last point, last not but least, goes to the Ministry of Lands and Physical Planning. Let me ask you, how many hectares of land are dormant in Kenya? So many, owned by tycoons, that are not benefiting anyone in Kenya. And my advice today is this to the president and the entire cabinet and everyone in the government. Let me say this, it is not good to be selfish. If you love Kenya, you should love your people. You should empower your people. You should make sure you encourage your people to work hard and earn their living. What I can say is this. The members of parliament, senators, any leader in the parliament should make it a law and should be on the front line making it a law that any dormant land in Kenya to be taxed heavily. If you own 1 acre, from half an acre, from 1 acre, and you are not working on this land to benefit you and the community, also the government, you should be taxed. I can tell you, if this is made a law today, Kenya can be very rich. You can see how people can work. Because I will not be taxed, and I don't want to be taxed, I'll make sure I work hard and I utilize my land to benefit me and also the community. How will the community benefit out of this? If I have 10 acres and I want to avoid taxes from the government, I'll make sure my land is in use. I'll farm completely. No section of the land should be dormant. Meaning that because I cannot work alone, I have to employ people to help me in the farm, and I have to pay them. If I'm not able to pay for them, I can lease the land for these people to benefit, instead of making the land dormant. My president, kindly listen to this for free. Make it a law. Make it a law. Talk to your MPs. Everybody, talk to our leaders. I'm telling you, if this becomes a law, I'm telling you, you'll see no unemployed person walking around, unless a lazy one. Samuel Sane will make sure every part of his land is in use. Yes, I'm telling you, we are not in a desert, so we can work. Go to Magadi down here, a place where you can find hectares of land dormant, and there is water nearby. Even if we have to say the place is hot, what I can say, Israel, how hot is Israel compared to Magadi? We can produce the best grapes there for wine making. We can produce the best fruits there. Yes, we can be rich. We are making ourselves poor, and yet we have the resources. Yes, we have the land. Kindly listen to this. Work on this point. Every land that is dormant to be utilized. Okay, if I don't want to use my land in an aggressive way, I can plant trees. After some years, I'm going to sell trees. I'm going to sell timber. I'm going to sell any other related product out of this. And also, I'm going also to improve the climate of our country. Yes, for free. Kindly, my dear President, work on this point aggressively. And it should be a law. Thank you so much. I believe this letter in form of a video will help you. I know I sent a letter to you, and I believe you work on it to help my dear fellow Kenyans. May God bless you. May God bless our Deputy President. May God bless every CS, every PS, every member of parliament, senators, governors, name them, and may God bless the bosses, the citizens, Kenyans. May God bless Kenya, and let us pray for Kenya. God bless you.